Bead It Up. Oh, I get it. Okay. Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today we are looking at 3D's Bead It Up, which is a polymer sort of based. I don't do have any. I mean, they call it a ceramic coating booster, but they call it super hydrophobic polymers. So I'm assuming polymer based. Spray on sealant type product. Couple interesting strengths that this has compared to some of the other products we've looked at so far. You know, put it through the regular testing, you know, built hammer autofoam at 2%, gloss and fill panel, application footage. We'll go through all that and see, is this a good product to buy? You know, despite having a great value proposition, is just because it's cheap doesn't mean it's a good value. You know, performance has to go. If it's really bad and really cheap, then it's just, you know, who cares? It's not worth buying. But this has value on its side, but does the performance live up to making it cheap and worth it, like, to use? That's sort of my thing here. It's like, anyone can make a cheap product, but is it good for how cheap it is? So we're gonna get into that. We'll start with the application on the door, hit up gloss and fill and chemical resistance, and then we'll come back for a conclusion. All right, starting out with 3D Bead It Up, super hydrophobic polymer spray. Spray on, wipe off, blah, blah, blah. If possible, do not expose to water for 24 hours. So it's not a requirement, but it's a recommendation, which I think is, you know, most things would, yeah, most products would, but overall, just gonna spray it to one side of the cloth. See how this spreads, see how it removes. It's a little on the thicker side. It's not watery, it doesn't go straight into droplets. But it's not super grippy. It's a little bit of a drag, but nothing major. But it keeps, oopsie. There is lines, but they already are fading on their own. Like, you wipe over it and it's already reducing its own footprint. So that is a good sign. There. And this has been polished, panel wiped, all that malarkey. So bare paint, not topping up over what was previously done. And I used their panel wipe actually, so it a little different than the last time I used somebody else's, but same. I already can't see it. It's already gone. And it's slick. There's a few products that are slicker that I've tried so far, I think, but it's still slick. It smells nice. The smell's it's a medium strength smell. Sorry, I'm bad at telling you how strong the smells are sometimes, but medium strength smell for sure, but not unpleasant. It's got like a tropically kind of, I almost feel like a sunscreen type vibe, but like that was no drama. So I like it. It smells good. It's not super hard to spread. It's on the thicker side, so it feels like you have like some working time, but then as you start going over it, just less and less is there until eventually it's just gone. And the flip is just for confirmation, it seems. So very good application. Super impressed. Okay, time to look at the gloss and fill panel for 3D Bead It Up, which is on this side here. Oh, fuck's sake. Okay, time to look at the gloss and fill panel for 3D Bead It Up. You might see some smudgies here and there, but overall you're comparing this, which is a highly polished finish. Again, it's not perfect, but to the naked eye, it looks quite good. To the 3D section, to the completely untreated section. We'll remove the tape to make it a little easier to see, but that's what we're looking at today. So, naked eye and the camera, you can see it's darkened it a little bit, but as far as filling goes, very minimal. You can see highly polished to no polish or to just the 3D. Yeah, it has not done a lot. So not a great showing here. Again, ease of use is quite high, so that's usually what your trade-off is. But yeah, a little bit, but I wouldn't purchase this product to improve your fill that much. It just a little bit. It just does that standard. It seems that standard amount, that there's something else on there, but yeah, it is not a gloss and fill monster. So moving on. Okay, so application, good. Gloss and fill, not so good. Standard, like baseline standard, it's something, but it's nothing to write home about. It's nothing worth, you know, stopping the presses for. So, where is it? There you are. So, pricing wise, for me at least, again, people in the States, people in other places of the world, your pricing is going to change. Use your own pricing if you want to, you know, modify things. If you want to use my testing for hydrophobics and stuff, but your pricing, that's really the better way to do it. 16 ounces is $15.44 from Carzilla, which is one of the most easy places for me to buy a whole bunch of different, you know, more boutique brands. Which $15.44 is already a good price. That's brick and mortar, sort of store brand type pricing. When you go to 128 ounces though, this stuff hits $42, which is crazy cheap. Again, I score based on the 16 ounce price, and that's a 10 out of 10 for the performance it has. Yes, the gloss and fill isn't anything special, but it sticks to the panel. It lasted a couple of rounds before it started to really drop off in the chemical resistance. And the application's super easy. Like it's a good application. We'll get to that score in a second. So this is a 10 out of 10 product. Under 16 bucks. Yes, there's shipping involved, but when you factor in a gallon is $42, there's some products I'm about to test where the 16 ounces or 500 mils was more than that gallon. So very good. Slickness and application, they're both 8s out of 10. There's a little bit of grip like we saw. Did I make notes? No, I didn't. I just did this as I was doing it. Yeah, so you saw the application. It flashes very easily. It doesn't leave lingering smears and stuff. It's got a nice scent that's not overpowering, but it's just nice. So yeah, applying this product is super easy. The trigger works pretty good. Again, I don't like the one or nothing. You know, nobody uses a straight shot stream with a spray sealant. I don't know why they put these triggers on these bottles. Like, just a variable screw with different misting is what I would prefer. But it doesn't leak. So it's not bad, but I'm knocking 1 point off just because of the twist thing. And I've seen these leak before with other products that have issues. My Adams graphene and ceramic spray coatings just gush all the time for some reason, but they still work. More on that coming up. So yeah, that's the only thing. The bottle's high quality, it's strong, the labels are good and clear, it's nicely printed, there's lots of instructions and descriptions, so you shouldn't have an issue sort of getting to grips with this. But yeah, good there. So yeah, slickness, application, they're both 8 out of 10. It's fairly slick. It's not the slickest thing out there. It's not hard to work with. Pricing 10 out of 10. As a joke, I put for a gallon it's 20 out of 10. I'm not going to give it that score in its ranking, but the gallon is just crazy good value. That's almost half the price of Defender SiO2 for a similar performance, so to speak. So hydrophobics is 6 out of 10. They're not terrible beads, but they're definitely not like those tight guys that you would see in some of the crazy stuff out there. But they stuck around. The sheeting was pretty good. They weren't terrible. So give them about a 6 out of 10. Chemical resistance, I give it a 5 out of 10. It did a couple rounds before it started to give up the ghost, but by 5 rounds, it was substantially slower than new. So again, for the price, it's not bad, but it is a 5 out of 10. Filling and jetting is a 3 out of 10. As you saw, it's a minimal amount. It's that baseline. Something has been applied over top, therefore it must look better amount. How long it lasts in real world, who knows? But again, it's a doodle to reapply, so not a big deal there. The application did lose. It would have been a 9 out of 10, but they want you to keep it dry for 24 hours. I forgot to mention that. They want you to keep it dry for 24 hours. This is a simple spray sealant. You should be able to get wet after a night in a garage. That's my marker. If it can't go more, 1 to 2 hours, it should be allowed to get wet. At most, overnight. Beyond that, then I have issues. So 24 hours is kind of tough. That's killing your car for an entire day straight, like 24 hours straight without going outside potentially. You know, this time of year, I'm keeping the car in here. That's why it's in the shot, because I can't get the hood wet right now. So that's annoying. But moving on. Labels, a 2 out of 2, bottles, 1 out of 2. So this tallies up to a 43 out of 64, which is tied first place with, I believe, Bead Coat. So that's a really high score. And why did I get there? It was easy to apply, had great value, and it wasn't terrible hydrophobics. Those are the big markers that gave it, the cost and the application. So you can see, like, you can get high scores, but this thing didn't jet. So if it could have increased its jetting, it would have probably lost some points in hydrophobics. Or sorry, not hydrophobics, application. Or it could have lost the value, right? Would have dropped that score down. So most of the products we've been testing so far are north of 30 bucks a bottle, which really hurts the value proposition. So this guy being like half the price or less than half of some of these past products gives it a huge leg up. So yeah, 43 out of 64. It's not a bad product. If you haven't tried it, it's pretty cheap. If you're looking for a simple spray or a gift for somebody who likes to do this but doesn't, you know, go off the deep end like I do, you could easily give this to somebody and they'll enjoy it. So yeah, easy product, good job. It's not a bad product. It's just nothing outstanding, but it's a crazy good value. So yeah, that's it for this one. Thanks for watching. See you in the next one.